We're being live streamed, so wave at everyone on the global planet, because the being called Facebook and YouTube are with us. All right, here we go. Today is, let's see, January, February, March, April, May. I have to do that almost every time. It's hilarious. 26, 2022, and this is the number of the lives that we've done now, which is an exact number. It's a number because I just don't know how many we've done. All right, so today's going to be a bit different in that I'm gearing up for Mastery of Commitment coming up. And Cynthia will share that in a bit once we get our full team on. We got 12 on so far, and we got 30 some registered, and some people just watch it, so it's all good. We have our, if you're, please be visual if you can, everybody. Remember that, please be visual. I mean, how many go, I'm visible, you can see me. Well, make sure your video's on. How's that? Thank you. Again, this 31st, we have Master Commitment. I'm making a bit of a shift after remembering what Master Commitment is about at my current level of consciousness, by the way. How many of you have shifted a bit? And how many did something like last week? How many like, and last week was awesome, but this week is awesome. Anyway, that kind of stuff. So I have a little bit all that. So my commitment for Master Commitment is, we're going to recommit to all of our dreams that we might have talked ourselves out of, including our lineages dreams. Anyone? How about our creator's commitment to us that we're recommitting to? How many like the idea of recommitting to our creator's commitment in us? Anyone? That's a little, many of you wake up, remember 125, vote victory, see perfection. How many like it? Yes. Got it. So Master Commitment for me, everything we're going to do today is about each of us getting in the driver's seat of our life consciously or as a co-creator. How many like being a co-creator? How many been a creator and created all kinds of stuff that wasn't built on love and it dissolved? Anyone? If we don't build it on love, it dissolves. You build it up, it comes down. Only thing that's going to last is if it's built on, and not the little love, not humanness love, on the thing in scripture calls agape, which I'm going to say cosmic love, anointed love, whatever the words are, you use them, we'll do them. How many like the idea of, I create in divine love? How's that? That'll work usually. All right. So we have, as we do this today, I'm going to share with you the trick for me. Vote my victory, vote each other's victory. Everybody on, please be visual, because I choose to get done with that conversation. So as quickly as you can jump on, please do. As quickly as you can connect, please do, because I'm going to share something really intimate again. The Billy Woke Up story, which is intimate, vote my victory. It's profound, but it's also amazing. So please go visual. If you're not able to go visual, please jump on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to wait until Kay and Philip can go visual. That's my commitment. If anybody's on here, we're going visual, or we'll set you off and you can go to Facebook or YouTube. And I love you either way. It's just, if you're on, I like to have you be on. That's my commitment. There. Thank you, Kay. And Philip, if you can go visual, that'd be great. Otherwise, join through Facebook or YouTube. We love you. And what we're doing here is visual. Let's take a moment and vote victory. So for me, I do my version, you do yours, but I'll share mine. My version is I am my own permanent victory in the light. That's the way I do it for me. And I say, I am that I am. When I first started doing I am decrees back 50 years ago, my little I am was the first words out of my mouth. So I wouldn't just say, I am the great opulence of God in my hands and use right now and continuously. I would say, I am that I am the great opulence of God in my hands and you. I would have to merge the two. I would have to say, I am my great I am, because it's just required in my feeling world to make it not my little I am. In the Rastafarian, they have I and Iman are glad to see you. And we used to have 8 record stores and a record distributorship back in the 70s. Got it. 72 through 76 is when I was in it. My company, which I finally sold, my portion of. Anyway, Rastafarians were, they're drugs and whatever, marijuana, all that. But they also had something going on. I and I are glad to see you, Mom. That means the little I and a big I. How many have been praying, decreeing, speaking from your little self? How many have and how many are now going, how many are noticing, like, I'm committed? How many have ever gone out of your body? How many have noticed going up? Then how many say, I am committed? How many felt coming in? Anyone? Talk to me. So how many of you are committed, or how many of you are committed? How many are going, what hand do I? All right. So what I've discovered, and I asked Maggie this morning, 4 minutes ago, I think, something like that, to find something that we can share. And did she get with you, Cynthia, on that? To find, oh, good. Because I said, ask Cynthia, she'll know. And then Maggie is probably taking her daughter to school right now. So as far as I can tell, she might be there. Is that, no? Well, anyway, we have something we can share with you so you can study this material. So here's the way this works. So this is back in 1993. So 19 years ago, something like that. And Vote My Victory, many have heard it before. I'm going to share it again. I use it because it teaches the law. All right. So Helena and I had just moved to North Carolina. I did not add in my imagination when I was sitting in Florida. We had purchased a home in Boca Raton, Florida, and the people were not kind. And, you know, mouth of the rat's mouth, whatever, Boca Raton. No judgment to the people there. I just saying the name sucks. So anyway, so I just sat at my office one day going, now that I live in the mountains of North Carolina, I'm driving the mountains. And all of a sudden, 14 days later, we're moving to North Carolina. Permanent. What I didn't add in there is fun and easy. I recommend everyone go, oh, note to self, fun and easy, because that was the snowstorm of 93. They had 30 inches of snow. Going up I-26, it's a big, huge incline all the way into the mountains of North Carolina. There were semis all the way up. We slalomed all the way up in our Penske truck. Anyway, so we moved up there. That was not fun and easy. We're setting up our place. It's 11 o'clock at night. We get a phone call. I don't even know our phone number at that point. But anyway, Sally calls. She used to work with us. And I'm going to make this as brief as I can. Vote victory. Stay present. Vote victory, because this is for you. I'm going to share this for you. So Sally calls and said, Bob, Helena, we're both on a line. I got your phone number for your mom, Grammaire, and my brother hung himself. It's still so emotional for me. God bless. What do I do? He died. They defibbed him. They're keeping him alive. There's no brain waves. They medevaced him from Hawaii, where he's running a hotel, out to California. And the doctors are asking the whole family to come out so they can unplug him and let him die. What do I do? Now, My Word Made Flesh has got all these stories in it in system. So what I did then is said, and again, I know this guy, I know the whole family. We love them. We're close to them, if you know what I mean. We were at her birth for her first child. So you get, this is really a big deal. She had 2 breast things going on that were not the good name, and they got dissolved in my kitchen with Helena standing right there, being appropriate. And I dissolved them both in 5 minutes. And she said, can I work for you? Got it. So she knew miracles happened. They were dissolved in 5 minutes. Body electronics. All right. So I said, Sally, all right, can you let your brother go? What's that? Take the charge off. Now, if you can imagine, it was tough. This was like the gnashing of teeth. And I didn't push. I just let. We're voting victory. We're seeing perfection, both Helena and I. And that's a pretty strong charge right there. And then she finally said, all right, if my God chooses, I'm going to, God bless me, I can do this. If my God chooses to have my brother back, I give him, I let him go. And I simply said, now, imagine a miracle has happened. You understand what I just did? I just folded space and time, which is what we can do in our malleable consciousness. Going, and I can add in, before you have asked, Bob, what? I have answered, Scripture says, not religion. Scripture also says, you identify the destiny, I'll figure out the steps. Another law. Now I'm going to go, all right, so I'm going to stick with it. Boat, because you got all your miracles ready to go here. They line up, they load up. How many been doing miracles? If I could, I would. And then I get it and I prepare and so that. And maybe this day I finally have. And that's not the way a miracle works. A miracle works by thank you. And then the universe has a way to unfold from the invisible to the visible, our miracle. From the unseen into the seen. Go read it. It's in there. So I said, now, Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. I didn't say what it was. I don't have a clue what it is. It's not my job. This is Sally. Sally, imagine a miracle has happened and you are now receiving, folding space and time, a phone call that confirms your heart's desire. What are you hearing? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Lord, word of I am. It's my dad. Billy woke up, Billy woke up, Billy woke up. Next day, we celebrated. It happened. I mean, all I can say is I didn't say any of that stuff I'm saying to you. We wept because of what she said. It happened in us. There was no getting of it. And Helena and I, the rest of the night, setting up we're up to probably 3 a.m. Billy woke up. We celebrated. That's all we did is celebrate. Thank you. Celebrate, celebrate. Next day, 3 o'clock, Helena calls. Many of you know the story. Redial, busy, redial. 3:30. Helena, I just got off the phone with my dad. Billy woke up. So, and that, goes on from there. What I'm sharing with you is that what I'm about and what our book, My Word Made Flesh version 2, brand neutral, and every class, Sacred Body Language, all for you, Biooptic Holography, Life Upgrade Coaching, Transforming Codependence into Co-Empowerment. They're all different facets of the same diamond shining experience of life. And the key is to find out how to ask ourselves a question that the answer which resolves and restores whatever it is we're here for, beyond measure, greater than we could ever imagine. And once we get an answer, once we have faith, we walk in faith. Faith without works, death. Faith with works, life forever. Now, where does body language come in? That's what we're going to do today. Body language comes in because it will give a rash. How many have been going, well, what? How many have a little stinker, a little thinker that you've been sorting through? Anyone? How many know? How do you know if you're sorting through a stinker? You look at what's reasonable, what's possible, what's doable, what's practical, how many get that? So anyone? Come on, how would I know? I read it in a book. No, I've done it for whatever. How many have a little self going, well, I mean, good. If I could do it, and then and how many like the idea of going, set aside that just for now and go, well, now that I got a miracle, Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. Bob, imagine, this is so intimate for me. Imagine a miracle has happened. That means it's out of my hands. It's in my great self's hands. How many get, oh yeah, Sally's calling, her brother's dead. What do you do? It's in the book on page 481. The trick is that the book's only got 200 pages. I mean, it's in the invisible book. Only I simply followed the law. Sally, are you willing to let your brother go? That's, take the charge off. That was a big deal for all of us. She finally said, if my creator, my God wants my brother back, okay. And then now I simply said, I walked through the door. Now, Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. Now, every one of you, me too, Bob, each of you, imagine a miracle has happened. This is such a big movement because my little self loses, in a good way, all of my how-tos. Scripture says, I have ways ye know not of, and they're beyond finding out. What? How many get that? I have ways you know not of, and they're beyond finding out. And they're beyond finding out. My little mind, oh, come on, show me how you're going to do it. That's not faith. So now what our body language, in my view, is our connected spiritual self. When you came to Earth, everyone most likely, usually, lost their memory that they are already I am that I am. Why? So we can come here to figure out what it is to live in an octave, in an imagined holodeck on the spaceship of creation, our God, or Scotty's running the show of the, no, just kidding, Kepler, Kirk, the lithium crystals, whatever. That literally what we're doing is we came to earth, we forgot who we were, we ate from the fruit of the tree of the knowledge or thinking of good and evil and fell from grace, right, wrong, good, bad, and now we're being tractor beamed. But why did that happen? So we would never create in good and evil or right and wrong again. And if we look inside of us, we see the same thing we see in the heavens, electron microscope inside, the new Hubble. We see the same thing. Every human being, you are a universe in training. I am a universe in training. And a universe, one song, one word. So I'm going to get, oh my gosh. So Sally, can you let your brother go? I'm going to get, yo, pain, I love you just the way you are. I love, I touch, I breathe, I stay, I feel. That's what the system does. There's a lot to it, kids. But it's simple. Truth is simple. Falsity ever complex. So now, by crafting a question where the miracle has already landed, and then letting our body answer the question by going signal, 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 usually 4, and that's what I'm going to do today. And we write them down instead of trying, what does that mean? What's that? No, don't let yourself know what it means. It already means it. You don't have the little self, the rational mind is rationing. Ration all. And thinking and stinking. And none of it's wrong. I'm just saying, would you rather be rationed? Or we'll find out. How many like the idea of going, oh, I don't like sea rations when I'm on the ship of life? Anyone? Anyone? All right. So now, how many are prepared for this day today of now that a miracle happened? For me. It has to be personal. How many like it? How many can notice the question engages you? Yes, in your how many felt something in your body? Don't tell me what, but how many noticed a frequency in your core, in your being? All right, so that the frequency core thing is something you can begin to understand. I recommend you don't rational edit, know what it means. Just let yourself unfold. Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. Now, this is an intense experience. Her brother is clinically dead. And she's going, well, Bob did a miracle, I'm going to call it. She created all this, not me. And the law is I ask, I seek, and I knock. Ask, boom. Seek, boom. Knock, boom. Ask, verbal request, seek, mental attitude. And she took the action. So that's what we're going to do in us. And I'm going to propose a question to you. And we have a class on this, right, Maggie? Do you have the link for it? So we have a link. I did a whole class on this. And Cynthia, can you just do a quick so everybody knows why I'm sharing this?
Yes, it's an 8-session class, and it's on building questions, mentoring and building questions. It's an excellent class, and it goes through talking about how to turn a signal into a question to move through what it is we're doing. And yes.
Thank you.
There's a link in the chat.
Good. Thank you. And you can
You're
get
welcome.
it. And I mean, it's much longer than these, hour-long alive things. So anyway, Maggie's going.
I believe they're 2 hours each, and there's at least 8 sessions. Yes.
Yeah, it's short, a little short thing from me.
The link in the chat.
Maggie, when I asked her about it, she goes, "Could you be a little more clear?" I said, "Ask Cynthia." We have 4 minutes to go, and I'm going, "This is really going to help everyone." So just know you can study this after it's available. All right. So now, everyone everyone sit as if you just got your miracle. Now you'll find that our neurology can, like in NLP, on neuro-linguistic programming, Bandler and Grinder was brought to the populace by Tony Robbins. That's why I really learned it from Tony Robbins, way back when he was 17 or 20 or whatever years old, and his hands were the size of Texas and his back was the size of the universe. I've been on stage with him because we sponsored him. Well, I just stand there. I was standing behind him for a while until we were brought forward because we put the event on. And I can't see anybody in the room because this guy is standing there and his back is that big and his hands are bigger. Anyway, thought I should have. All right, I'll stick with what I'm doing. So now, vote victory, see perfection. Vote victory. I play 125. I show up. Imagine your miracle has happened. Just like Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. That we're following a law. We're not following because you're good enough. I'm going to get with this. Is not that you're good enough. No, you're going to shift where you are in consciousness. That's all this takes. As we think in our heart, so am we. So anything that exists in our world right now is what we agree to, whether we like it or not. Do you see how fast this happens? Can you see how quickly we can get heaven on earth? In the twinkling of an eye, like a thief in the night. All right, so imagine you got your miracle, and we're going to reverse engineer it. I mean, reverse engineer means I could go, well, now that I did this with Sally, I could say, Sally, what was the first thing you did? I called Bob. What was the second thing I did? What was the third thing you did? She didn't have to do anything except name Sally. Imagine a miracle has happened and you are receiving a phone call that confirms your heart's desire. The question engaged her miracle. Your questions to you will engage your miracle. How many people going, why am I screwing up? That's you're engaging your little self. Well, because I'm a screw up, because my parents do this, because I couldn't do that, because how many get the question you ask brings a result? Anyone? How many get that? How many been going, why can't I afford it? Why don't they do that? Why is she bitchy? Why don't I get that? Why do we have a president called Biden? We don't. He's a fake-o bako. Anyway, come on now. You know what I'm talking about. I'm only going to. And that's why we have the back of the handle on the back of the turley so I can flush it, because it'd be a good idea to get something new in place. How it's not going to happen until we all go, we got our miracle in our country, all of our countries, you got our miracle. We got our miracle for our children in our schools. Not push, pull, right, wrong, good, bad, you, me, that. I'm going to get it. We do it because we shift our consciousness. How many are all sit, watch it. Now I'm going to go back to anatomy and physiology and NLP. So Bandler and Grinder came up with our belief system, our physiology, and the syntax order in which we proceed, NLP. I did the same thing. I didn't have those words. So thank you, Bandler and Grinder, for doing that. But notice when you sit, I got my miracle. When your neurology straightens out, that's your miracle. So if I'm sitting in a different way, I'm telling my universe I didn't get my miracle. What? How many are going, oh, walk around all day in your miraculous, abundantly supplied, healthy, victorious, genius, radiantly expressing life. Build your whole world already abundant. Put order everywhere in your world. Bring beauty everywhere in your world. All right, so now I'm going to come back to this thing. I'm watching my timing. All right, so I'm going to help build a question. I've got it built already. This morning when I put it together, my great self was going, no, not yes, no, not yes, about crafting the question. And I would just love when my divine editor comes on, ding, put that in, ding, put that in. So how many get your miracle already happened? Raise your hand if you get it. And how many notice a neurological, physiological, anatomical shift? Raise your hand if you, subtle, it could be a micro movement. How many can feel the difference? Stay. Now imagine, I'm gonna add this in, now you got your next miracle. Just let your body move. Now imagine you become a miracle machine from this moment forward. Now, what you'll know, how many notice your breath? How many notice your breath started doing something different? Raise your hand if you noticed it, even if I stimulated that. Your breath is your miracle machine. Part of the codes we use in mastery systems, tools, and technologies, your breath. How many know the minute you're breathing, that spirit, inspiration, spiritual. Now that I ignite miracles everywhere I go, that kind of idea. Now that I see cure out of my eyes, everything my eyes touch, cure. Like light in for the dental stuff we're using now, that they put the blue light in there to have it become solid. You see cure. I'm secure. I see cure everywhere I go. Why am I giving you this big octave jump? Because it already happened. We're the last to know. Why? Before you have asked, Bob, yeah, I have answered. Before you have asked, quantum physics, same thing. In the field of all possibilities, the moment I'm aware I require something, that requirement is already here. I simply have to go from require to acquire by singing in the choir. You don't have to sing in the choir. You could, though. It's good. So how many can feel neurologically now more of a shift? How many have felt moved away and then came back in, moved away and then came back in? Raise your hand if you notice that. Good. How many have noticed breathing and then holding and then breathing and then holding and then breathing and then holding? Anybody notice that? So not wrong. The holding is the little self go, what are you doing? I don't know. Come on. No. And you just go, thank you for sharing. Now that I got my breathing, now that spirit breathes me. And then answer what's new and different for me is. We have to walk through the door. And it is profound. What we're doing is profound. And can you imagine I'm going to call them, I believe in angels. I be alive in angels. I believe in angels. And so the angels of the air, it said scripturally, the angels of the air are bound and unable to do our bidding, or freed loose to do our bidding by our words alone. So when I go, now, Sally, now that a miracle has happened, boy, look what the angels just did. They had the miracle happen. Now that a miracle has happened, and you are receiving a phone call that confirms your heart's desire, what are you hearing? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Lord, word of I am. Lord is law, is I am, is anointed self, is Christ, all those things. You can translate them same across the board. Faith comes by hearing. How many you can hear your miracles being confirmed to you? Your body is body language. Your body is talking to you. It always has been. From the moment of conception, our body is moving and doing all this thing as it's being built. The first movement, when mom feels the first movement of her being inside of her being built by her love, in her womb, any mother can tell you that first movement is beyond words. Well, that's what we're all in the middle of birthing ourselves, maybe forever, at the next octave. All right, so now what I'm going to do is craft this question. I invite you to get really good at crafting questions. Anyone? How many of you choose to help other people? Cool. So this is, if somebody goes, oh, this is good, it went to crap. Well, now that you got your miracle, well, it didn't. Well, now that you got a miracle and it happened, and many people will go, no, I haven't. Well, now that you have, well, that doesn't work. Well, imagine, just play the game. Imagine a miracle that happened just out of the blue, and it's been 5 years. And if it's too tight in right now, 5 years from now, well, what I got is they announced some miracle that happened, and the subconscious didn't know space and time. And the minute they announced the miracle that happened, and they don't try to figure out how they got it, they keep imagining from there and from there and from there and from there, or new here, new here, new here, new here. They have walked new. I walk by faith, not by needing to see it, to trust it. How many of you feel a bit top heavy right now? How many have a little bit of like, okay, yeah, right? Because you're moving into a new octave. And we're saying, now I'm comfortable with my new miracle octave. My creator breathes me at all times. Anytime we're making a shift in consciousness, what I always tell me and in my team, anybody I'm working with, my words, you use yours. God is the only presence and power acting here. God is the only presence and power acting here. My God is, because if I'm making a shift, I'm going to make sure God's in charge. If I'm working with somebody and they may think I've got something to do with it, no, I'm asking questions. And I would say, just say God is the only presence of power acting. That way they don't have to trust me or not trust me. They just gave an announcement that my God self is the only thing here. How many like the idea of your God self being the only thing here? Whatever that is for you, whatever name you use that, your creator, whatever it is. So how many get that before you have asked, I have answered? And when you pray, ask, call, name. When you pray, ask, believing ye receive and ye receive. Be alive in having received. Be alive. That's what we're doing. Now that, Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. And you are, that happened, but we haven't named anything yet. And you are receiving a phone call that confirms your heart's desire. Now, what are you hearing? It's my dad. Billy woke up. Billy woke up. Billy woke up 3 times. That's the power of the 3. Thought, word, and feeling, Father's, Son, Holy Ghost, the Trinity. And then the 3 times 3 is huge. So do you get, okay, all right, maybe this is all real. Let's go find out. Prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. So again, now what begins to happen, I can read it. The little self will like, wow, I have ways you know not of, and they're beyond finding out. Okay, I got to let go of the how. Anybody? How many like letting go of the how? How many get creators got that figured out? And so, I've asked it, well, how do you do that? And then I hear, because I'm God. Oh, yeah, you're not bound by space and time. This experience of space and time is just here. It's not anywhere else. Before you have asked, I have answered. How is that possible? Because God can run around in what we think is space and time. And you have the ability to do that yourself because you have a God self. And the Kathy Joe, the amount of yawning that's going on, it could be, that, it's getting, but usually it's like conflict, lower jaw, upper jaw. We're bringing in a bit more oxygen than what was in there before. So I'm sharing that with you. We have one of our in-house coaches that yawned more than anyone else on the planet that I've ever seen. She won every class. She won the yawning championships. It was so good. And, she's a teacher. So she was raising the consciousness of her whole class, the parents of the children, the administration, the parents of the parents of the children, the parents of the parents of the parents of the children, plus her own, plus the parents. So, all right, I've talked about it enough. So now, what's my time? I'm good. We got about 30 minutes. So now what I'm going to ask you to do I'm going to read this maybe 10 times. So you don't have to try to remember it. You're just going to ride it. Clear? I can't. Well, you're going to ride it. How many like riding? I'm going to say, I give myself permission. I give myself permission to remember my miracle life. I give myself permission to thrive with ease. I give myself permission to ignite miracles everywhere I go. All right. So now I'm going to read this a number of times, and remember, you don't translate. I know it'll be chasing you. Just write it down. Just write it down. Just thank you. Just thank you. Write it down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to go for 4. And then I'm going to do a little bit of work with you to help if you need it. If it will benefit you, I'll do that. So how many are playing 125? Let me know. How many are voting victory? How many are seeing perfection? All right, now the 125 becomes 100%. Your commitment is to play 125. That's your recommit. Next 125. Now go 10 times greater. And raise your hand when you've gone 10 times where you just were in playing 125. This is the yawning of a new age, kids. This is the yawning of the age of whatever. Google could be. All right. So now, are you ready? Pen in hand. Yes. What 4 shifts can I agree to right now to awaken in my permanently supplied life? I'll read it again. Just let me do it. What 4 shifts can I agree to right now to awaken in my permanently supplied life? What 4 shifts can I agree to right now to awaken in my permanently supplied life? Let your body tell you. What 4 shifts can I agree to right now to awaken in my permanently supplied life? And raise your hand when you have 4 signals. 1, 2, 3, and it may be 3 signals. You don't need 4. The reason I go for 3 is because it usually is through the door. There's none. Thank you. Anybody else? Everybody raise your hand again. I'm going to wait until we get over 50%. I mean, meaning whoever's got it. And you can even go, now that I got my signal, how do I feel? Now that I got my miracle, how do I feel? Now that I dig and scratch consciously, how do I feel? All right, here we go. So while I do this, whoever is going to be our example, me too. How do I do this? But if I can let go of my need to upgrade or understand, and I can vote victory of that person, I keep 60% of the victory I've voted, and by the law of the tithe, through me, through them into universal supply, from universal supply, through me, through them to universal. That's what a tithe is. I will, the minute I vote victory or give the gift of love or something through me, through them into the heart of God, Deuteronomy says I get a 10-fold return. That's really what a tithe is. And it's always instantaneous. It's not down the road. That's why when we give a gift, we usually get emotional because we're receiving 10 times greater. 10 times greater. If that person is helping someone else, that's 100 times greater. That's why we haven't been voting victory, because it's terrifying to the little self that doesn't want to let anyone know that we feel. The right, wrong self. How many get you're going to overflow in public? Anyone? How many get you're going to overflow? Oh my God, it's so beautiful. How many have been going, I'm fine. I choose to, I'm feeling a lot. And come on, what would happen if you just let love flow through you because you stop worrying what other people think about you, having false gods in the world, and you just showed up and you wake up the planet because you're the planet awake. Anyone? So how many make an agreement? I'm voting victory and I let my own happen. I vote victory. And if I can just vote victory, it's a selfless act. And it's more blessed to give than receive. What does that mean? It's not more right to give than receive. No. When I give, I'm 10 times blessed. It's more blessed to me to give because I get 10 times back. God is the 0. I'm the 1. Decimal point is where my God is. 1 dot, that's just me and decimal point. 1 with God, 10. 1 with God, 100. 1 with God, 1,000. You can go up to whatever number because God is God. And where you are. So that's what we're doing, voting victory. Cool? All right, who's first? Mic yourself first and then wave. Philip.
Pain, intense pain on my left shoulder blade.
And then what's the next one?
Pain above my eyebrows, both of them, both sides. Both calves.
Wait. I'm doing this by, I'm writing them down. What's the next one?
Both calves just feel vibrate. Like
what is?
Both of my calf, the back of my leg.
It sounds like a cough. No, cough, calves, right? I'm over here in America, And we call them calves over here and calves over there. I got I'm with you, brother. How do you spell that? CAUFLGHS's. Got it. Calves. Okay. And both calves, right? Both. You're going to love this, by the way. And then what?
And
Sternum
then, yes.
to the xiphoid process. He's going, what is the xiphoid process? That's this little bump of a bone right here. But is it the whole thing or just right here? Got it. That's what I need. You got it. Sternum. All right. So what I'm going to review. So what 4 shifts can I agree to right now? Now, do you get what 4 shifts happen? No. What can I agree to right now? Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. Philip, imagine a miracle has happened. And you've made new agreements. What 4 shifts can I agree to? There's no effort here. Right now, to awaken, no process, to awake in my permanently supplied life. So left shoulder blade, pain, enthusiasm, pain, anger, fear, grief, apathy, unconsciousness. So pain, intense pain, is intense intuition and enthusiasm being agreed to. About, I restore my blessings. On my mom's side, feminine side, receptive side. So talk to me about that.
I restore my blessings on my mum's side.
Yeah. And so did your mom not have blessings in a certain way that you perceived?
Oh, yeah.
Good. So now this, again, this is not efforting. This is, oh, all right. I shift. I agree to 4 shifts right now where I am awake being permanently supplied. So now you know that this shift also happens in your connection with your mom, feminine, creative, and you literally become the restoration of blessings in your lineage. Yes or no?
Yes.
Good job, on. Vote is victory, kids. This is really so helpful when we vote victory. And then again, the eyebrow is an antenna, left and right, left side receiving, creative, feminine, right side, delivery side, masculine. So just above there is visual cortex. So this whole thing right here is visual cortex, eyebrow. So yours is just above the eyebrow, correct? And most likely at near the structure in the cranium of the eye orbit, not at the eye orbit, but anyway, if I did cranial work, I could show you this. So now, so the pain again is, oh, I love my pain, so to speak, into my intuition. And I love what I see from this moment forward. Say it.
I love my pain into my intuition.
No, I love what I see from this moment forward.
I love what I see from this moment forward.
Say it again.
I love what I see from this moment forward.
Now, remember, I'm going to go back to the question because the question is the one engaging the energy. That's why the question is so important. What 4 shifts can I agree to right now? Get this? What 4 shifts happen? No, what shifts can I agree to? They already happened. And when somebody gets that many up, I bring this guy up. All right. So now you, that's movement, that's energy, that's happening. So what 4 shifts can I agree to right now to awaken in? There's no process here, kids. That's why vote victory, because we're going to keep the door open and help our brother already be at his miracle state. And then his calves, the calves are about joy, adrenal joy. So now you're starting to see, oh, I restore my blessings. Oh, and I'm seeing SEEN, and I see SEE miracles everywhere I go. Now you see this little quarter thing. He's holding 2 quarters and the lines right there. That's this little self going, oh, what's going on here? I can almost get mine to do it. Oh, there, yeah. So do you get I am seen in my perfection. Say it.
I am seen in my perfection.
Did you step away? Just
yes.
Was How many have wussed on yourself? I don't know how to say that in the Brit language. How do you say wuss in Brit?
Worse.
Yeah, I was. Got no judgment. How many have wussed on yourself? That's where Worcestershire sauce comes from. Just kidding. All right. So now, do you get? All right. I restore my blessings. I ignite blessings everywhere I go. I am seeing SEEN in my perfection. I see perfection because this is structural, not just the antenna. This is a fact. All of these are facts that have landed already. And now I understand and live and enjoy my joy. Say it.
I understand and live and enjoy my joy.
So legs, understanding, and I move forward in my joy.
I move forward in my joy.
Now remember, these are all a progression. And then the next one is sternum, in my love.
In my love.
Now, do you get, this is archetype stuff, yes or no? If we ate from the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of right and wrong, good and evil, as an eternal being of light, to come to earth, to experience good and evil. So we left grace, we left union to come here. And we better confuse their language, for there is not anything they cannot do. We've had a confused language. And we were cast around the world because of our fear. We were cast around the world without a name, with a confused language. Our name is I am. And how many I can't and want and need to try? We had better confuse their language, for there is not anything they cannot do. What? That's written in a series of parable, whatever. Scripture says, I will write you in parable, and no other way will I write you. Oh, so 100% of Scripture is parable. You have to contemplate it. So when we ask a question, what 4 shifts can I agree to right now to awaken in my permanently supplied life? That's what this is about. You only had 4 things to do to already be permanently supplied. 1 is forgive, restore, blessings. See and be seen in your perfection. Enjoy your joy and understand your joy and move forward in your joy, calves, with love, your divine love, your radiant love, your glorious love, and let yourself be loved. Now, again, for me, I would simply, if I went to my Word Made Flesh book, I would make sure he did all 7 steps, including doing an outcome map of all these things. So we walk new. What do I see? What do I smell? What do I hear? What motion, direction, tactility, pressure, sound, all the 16 senses. Now it's been a year. Now it's been 3 years. Now it's been 5 years. I get to go build that out. Sally, imagine a miracle has happened. And you are receiving a phone call that confirms your heart's desire. Philip can add that in. I'm receiving a phone call that confirms 85 more miracles. I have my family members reporting their miracles. We don't have to do anything except have it happen in us, and it's already happened in our world. Billy was out of body. Got it? Clinically dead, no brain function, except his heart was still talking to his sister. And she responded. Not possible. He's clinically dead. All things are possible with God. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And please understand, I'm not talking about the religious concept of Christ. I'm talking about Christ, all powerful. The word Christ means anointed. No diminishment for anybody's practice of it. It's just an amplification. So now do you get? And again, both victory. Now, what I do is when I'm with, let's say, Philip, I'm doing this facilitation in a formal setting. I have to personally take my attention off of Philip. I cut him free. I use an image of a blazing sword of blue flame from beloved Archangel Michael, all the way around Philip, above him, below, back to his I am that I am self, his Holy Christ self, whatever, all that. And then I do the same for me. And I don't think about it again. I don't touch it again because it's in the hands of God. And some people will say, remember the session I had? Yeah. I go, no. And I mean that. I go, do I know you? Seriously, if you knew that, and many of you, I know that Bob's thinking about, if Bob's thinking about that, it's not good. So I recommend, please don't have me be thinking about you thinking about something. Vote my victory. Flush anything out of my world, and I'll flush. And my job is to get my personality as quickly as possible out of your world. God doesn't respect my personalities. I recommend you don't respect it either. Just flush it. Forgive it. How many love it? How many love it? Do the same with your own personality. Be made new. I am made new. So Philip, now that I'm made new, he's got a number of phrases that now that I see cure everywhere I go. Now that I see perfection everywhere I go. Now that my world sees my real me. Now that my family sees perfection. Now that my family is seen in their glorious God self. What's new for me? And you always have to bring it back to your experience. So Philip, thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
And wait, Philip, thank you.
Thank
No, stay on the mic. Philip, thank you.
Thank you.
Philip, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Philip, what you say is you are welcome.
You are welcome.
So Philip, thank you.
Thank you.
No, say you're welcome.
You are welcome. You
Yeah.
are, yes,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
So
Yes.
now thank me. Just say, thank me.
Thank me.
No, thank
You're
Bob.
welcome.
No, thank Bob. I'm getting him out of his frame here. Say, Bob, thank you.
Bob, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That means we receive it, kids. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. How many like you are welcome? That's how you receive. Come on, kids. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Ah, good job. Good job. Automatic. Yay. Another one for you. Another one for you, got. Another one for you. Another one bites the light. And another one bites the light. And another one's here. And another one's here. That's my song when I come out of biooptic sessions when I first started doing them in 2008. Instead of another one bites the dust. Every time I'd walk out. Anyway, I only had one out of 136 sessions. I only had one that went south. And it was a person that signed up for a session that didn't know what they were. And when I'm asking her questions, she's a big teacher. She goes, do you know who I am? And I'm going, I mean, that doesn't quite work. So I got done with it. She died about a year later from exactly what she didn't, liver stuff. She had to forgive. I didn't want that to happen. I'm just saying it would have been good to just forgive instead of going, why are you asking me these questions? I'm the coolest thing on the planet. Well, we all are. And that's our little self. All right. Who's next on the 4? Go ahead. Kathy Jo.
Okay. Along with the yawning, I'm having a little bit of a runny nose, and I'm also having
Hey, slow,
itching back.
running. And did it just start, honey? She's like, "Bleh!" All right. So I'm gonna take it in a little bit slower so my pen doesn't smoke by the time I'm done. Okay. And so did the running nose happen before I asked you the questions?
No,
Okay, good. So
I
running.
don't think
nose.
so. No,
Yeah, that's good. That's all I'm choosing. Running nose. And which nostril?
both.
Okay, both. Got it. All right,
And I've
that's
been
good. Go ahead.
and I've been having a lot of itching in my right nostril.
Sense the question. This is all sense the question.
Since a little.
No, what's your next signal?
And then behind my ear, I mean, actually literally behind my ear, and
Yeah,
then
on the
also
bone, on the bone structure mastoid. Yep.
and then
yeah.
back. Yes. So 2 things behind my ear.
So describe them both again.
Itching.
Okay, itching. Got it. What's number 3? Vote Victor, kids.
I'm thinking, let's see. I'm getting hot, back and forth, getting hot.
Kind of like power surges.
Yes.
How many know that females frequently will go through the pause from men?
I'm past that.
I know, but well, we'll see. I first started this with Dr. John Ray, women at 65 and 64 were getting pregnant. And they'd already been through the change.
Oh, interesting.
And you ought to see people's with the women who have been through the change, and men applause for men. You could see the ones that were pregnant were going, what? God, what? And the rest of the women though at that age are going, oh, no, 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 no. I mean, it was pretty funny. So I thought it should. And then what was number 4?
I just the 3 basically. Well,
Okay,
and my
got it,
nose,
okay.
my nose has been itching.
All
Just
All right. So I got it. So running nose means I can. So have you given yourself permission? I can.
yes,
Good. I can what?
I can move forward.
Say it again.
I can move forward.
Now give me 10 more I can statements, all different.
Oh, I can move forward. I can see perfection. I can see cure.
Vote victory.
All different. I can see with love. I can see love. I can be seen in love. I can see perfection in all things. I can see love within myself.
Say it again.
I can see love within myself.
Say it again.
I can see. I can see love within myself.
Say it again.
I can see love within myself.
And then the right nostril is I won't, I will, but it's also forgiveness. So I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
For what?
I forgive myself for being human.
Wow. So I forgive my human.
I forgive my human.
Say it again, honey.
I forgive my human.
Everyone has to do this on some level. Say it again, honey.
I forgive my human.
Say it again.
I forgive my human. I forgive my human.
I'm going to share with all of you that I was watching her body language. Most those that are trained in this saw what I saw, I'm sure. And she said no at one point to the I can statements. I would go back to that. But now, do you get everyone will have to forgive that which is unforgivable? That is the test of our great God self. Everyone will have to forgive that which is unforgivable. So if you know that ahead of time, I forgive for no reason. I forgive just because I forgive. Love is forgiving and giving and giving. Thank you, Patricia's son, for teaching me that when I was 20-some years old. So now do you get, all right, the next thing, that's the runny nose. And then notice you went right to the runny nose, right side. Right side means it's working now. So I can, maybe 4, maybe 5, and then right nostril ran more than left. Yes or no?
Yes.
So when we're tearing up with the left eye, we're starting to let go. When we tear on the right side, we're letting go. Same with the nostrils. When left nostril is running, we're starting to move into I can, right is I can. And when they're both gone, it blows. No, I mean, you blow your nose. That's right. I knew that. And then back behind the ear, what do you finally need to hear from the masculine side of life to be awake in your permanently supplied life?
I am loved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And who's saying it to you?
Oh, wow. Who's saying it to me? Myself.
And who else? Growing up?
Oh, probably my parents.
Probably.
I'm sorry.
Probably.
More my father.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
just hear what your dad's saying to you that confirms your heart's desire.
What's my dad saying? That he loved me.
No, quote him.
Oh. Quote him. Quote him.
Yeah. What is he saying to you?
Just that I love you.
Say it again. No, hear him say it.
I love you.
Let it in.
I love you.
Let it in.
I love you.
Is he on the planet?
No.
So wherever he is in all creation, what's happening for him now that you're letting his love in?
What is happening with him?
What's happening for him now that
For
you're
him.
letting?
He's letting go.
Yeah. Notice though, as his love is now finally delivered and you're
Mhm.
receiving it. So this is you being awake in your permanently supplied life. This has to happen.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. And then
Yes.
the hot and cool, usually it's adrenals, feminine. I learned a lot about this early on in the type of raw food, fresh and raw diet. At 3 o'clock, I'd go through this tremendous hot spell, and I thought I was dying. I thought I was having a heart attack, blah, 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 palpitations, all that. And I finally added FOT to my thing, and that helped me out. Plus, I learned how not to do fruitarian diets and all kinds of stuff. And I was usually in front of class when it happened right around 3 o'clock. I kept going, but man, I didn't want anybody to know that. I thought I was going to die right there. And it was adrenal. So that hot and cold means I give myself permission to enjoy what?
Life.
Remember to tell your face.
Remember to tell what?
Your face.
Your face. I enjoy life.
I just say I enjoy love.
I enjoy love. I enjoy love.
Now, are you touching and staying or touching and running?
A little of both.
What you cannot do both. You either, and scripture says that you're either for me or against me. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to be all in, or both boats are moving apart. You got to pick one. And so far, you've picked the downside, judging and hating yourself. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So now I love myself.
I love myself.
Did you mean it?
I love myself.
No. Did you mean it? Yes or no question.
Yes. Yes.
Fully. Did you 125% mean it?
No.
No. So say I recommit.
I recommit.
That's all it means. You don't make no wrong. I recommit. I choose. And the blowing the breath out in that particular way means I'm holding back my spirit. So instead of holding back your spirit, how about I share my spirit?
Okay.
Say it.
I share my spirit.
Now, how many have done, here's your law. How about share your spirit? Okay. Oklahoma, it just said, let your yay be yay. So now when I say your face, show your face that you love.
Show my
Let
face.
your
that I
world, shine, smile. Like that right there. You light the world up. Now go back to grump. Now go to shine. Now go to grump. Now go, I got to find another way to cover my, oh well, whatever. Now go.
I could
now
not
go to-
do this class without your personality. Trust me. I
Yeah.
could not do this without you, how you do. And
Well,
I
that's good.
appreciate that from you.
and angels, me too. I couldn't do it either. I think when I
Oh, no,
when
you
I
couldn't.
signed on- when I signed on to do my mission in life in my spiritual self, I went, all right, I'll be having this and this and humor. I'm gonna have to have humor, lots of humor,
Yeah.
because I mean it's so intense, and yet, or go to your grump self. No,
You
go
know-
to your grump. Go to
You
Go to
know,
your-
it's funny because I miss humor. I haven't had humor in a long time.
how about
with this-
now?
Yeah, I mean now, and I get so tickled with this being on these classes with you because it's funny. I miss laughing. I
So
miss
now I love
laughing.
laughing. Say it. I love
I
laughing.
love laughing.
Say my
I love
nose
laughing.
confirms my running nose confirms I can laugh.
My running nose confirms I can laugh,
All right, so now everyone vote victory.
and my eyes are watering.
Yeah, there you go, honey. So now do you get your being by your self action, you're being made new, yes or no?
Yes,
Now say, I
Yes.
forgive my human.
I forgive my human.
I love me.
I love me.
I love all of me.
I love all of me.
And I remember to tell my face.
I remember to tell my face.
And the coughing now is I reclaim my will.
I reclaim my will.
Say it again.
I reclaim my will.
And as you cough, Philip's calves start to dance a little bit. Voter victory, kids. You did great, honey. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And
Thank
after
you.
you vote victory, not where the person is, if they're in the middle, have everyone already be in their victory, whatever that is. And for me, it's they're radiant, glorious, happy. And how many you can do that? Even if somebody's whatever, a dried prune in their experience, see them happy. If you have family members that are stanky, wanky, and danky, you don't have to figure out how they get to happy. Just see them happy. Hold happy as the fact, and then imagine from there. Thank you, Kathy Jo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You're
Kathy.
welcome. You're
All right.
welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So comments, I'm going to take, we'll go a little bit longer. Comments, kids, because this is the debrief. Usually what you're getting is really helpful for me and for you. So comments, what'd you get? Mic yourself first and wave. All right, who's second? Mic yourself first and wave. Who's going to go? Anyone? Go ahead. Claudia.
It was awesome seeing Kathy's face just change and seeing that life back in her face. So it was a joy to be a part of that.
Yes, ma'am. Awesome. It was a joy, or I feel joy.
I feel joy.
He goes, I feel joy. It was a
Oh,
joy.
I feel joy.
So now Claudia goes, oh, me as well. Oh, and then Kathy's going, yeah, somebody loves you. Somebody loves. Sorry, that's dumb. All right. Thank you. Anyone else? What'd you get? Come on now. Jess.
I'm in awe. Excitement. I don't even know if it's awe. It's joyous to be here. I mean,
Who is?
I am joyous to be.
How many are going to
It's just so awesome. You know,
Good job.
yeah, I can't thank you all enough.
Castle, I can't thank you all enough.
I thank you all. I thank you so much.
Everyone say you're welcome.
Big heart, all of you, each and every one of you.
All right, so kids, if you choose to, you get the recommit I'm talking about. Again, the 31st, be in it. What if anything going on, any challenge, call, we'll figure out a way. Be there. I mean, it's on and it's first time. And I'm like, oh, it's a whole new level. Anyway, I believe the Thrive had to happen before I could understand what the class is. Cynthia.
Today is the last day for early bird registration. So
Let's just
register
put it right
today.
up until the end. Let's change that. Put it right up until the end.
Okay, I can do that.
We're not, some people would call this, well, it's not a business. Let's be in the class. Got it? And what's the time? Is it 7 to 10 or what?
Yes, Eastern time, 7 to 10 Eastern time.
And if we require more sessions, I'm going to do them because of me going, well, I'm committed. So it's not just a one-time shot, only so when you come, and we also have a class coming up I did this with our core team. I'm committed. The commitment class is rocking my world. My commitment class is rocking my world. And I realize it's time for everyone to be able to be automatic conscious in languaging. So we're designing a very high level class, which will be a sequence until we get done, where each person becomes automatic conscious instead of having to think about the word. I have a way to do it. And it's already done. I just have a way to engage our heart and let our heart speak first and our head can relax. It doesn't have to go right wrong. Babel does not live in our heart. Babel happened when we fell from grace. So pure speech, Zephaniah 3:9 says, I will return to you pure speech. And one translation says, where when you call upon the name of I am, the Lord, it shall be done unto you. And it happens the where, when, where, here, when, now, where, here, when, now. And right here and right now is when we return to I am that I am. All right, everyone, I'll see you soon. Please join us. Thank you for being here. All the Guinea people that went, thank you. I'm Guinea happy about that.
You're welcome.